Well, hello, good morning, and welcome to our live crafting session this morning. It is Thursday, the 30th of December 2021, and my name's Jenny McCormack from Jemini Crafts. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're joining us here in the UK or Europe, it's in the morning on Thursday, and if you're joining from Australia, it'll be Thursday evening. And today we're going to feature a new stamp set that you can see here called Amazing Silhouettes, and it's nearly a week, well, it's a week since I did any crafting. Can you believe that? Evening, Kerry. Yeah, I can't believe that after a week I feel quite quite out of sorts about crafting again. How bizarre is that? Maybe it's just because I'm crafting live. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Hi, Jill. So we're going to be using this new stamp set called Amazing Silhouettes, and this features in our forthcoming mini catalogue, which is this one here, and this comes into play from the 4th of January onwards, and I'm in the process of sending out the catalogues and also the Sale-a-Bration brochures, which is basically lots of freebies to be had. So if you would like to ensure you have a copy, then do please comment or send me a message. Obviously people that I'm seeing over the next few days at Coffee and Card, and early next week they'll get a copy. The ladies who join my class in a box who are customers would have received theirs in the late December. It's got some fabulous things in here. Due to copyright restrictions, I can't show you the inside of the catalogue, but I can show you the cover, and there's a little sneak peek here with this fantastic windmill die set and stamp set and papers as well. So a little hint there of what's to come. And I've planned my first set of coffee and cards for all of January, and also my class for January. So watch out for that information coming soon. So along with that, you will receive from me a little leaflet that talks about what it's all about in the catalogue, and some hints and tips, tells you how to order, how to get discounts, things like that. I also highlight my favourites. There's 6 new punches, 31 new stamp bundles. There's a new joining offer as well for Sale-a-Bration, and Sale-a-Bration runs January and February. And then it talks a little bit about my classes and Class in a Box and my Facebook Live. So that comes out with the catalogue to my customers, and also details of the paper shares. And the paper shares are £24 for a quarter share of all of the packs, and there's 8 new packs of papers. So you will get details of that, and the paper share details will be available for everybody online in due course. So let's do some crafting. So this stamp set I actually got for free. Hi Jeanette. And when Stampin' Up hold events for demonstrators, and throughout the year they have events and things going on behind the scenes that customers don't see, one of the things we get to do obviously is pre-order from the new catalogue. But also if you attend some of the events, sadly, which of course are currently online and at home, not in person, you get awarded freebies. And if you attended the latest on stage, this was one of the items that we got for free. And it's called, as you can see, Amazing Silhouettes. I'll just bring it up a little bit closer, try not to catch it in the camera light. And it features 3 stamps, as you can see, this lovely tree image, and it is in a silhouette. We've got this butterfly, and then we've got this foliage. I picked out Garden Birdhouses because I want to use a sentiment from there, the little hello that's on there. And I did stamp out yesterday the 3 images, and it has a lovely watercolour effect. So let me grab the stamp here and show you. So it's cut out of the stamp where this white is, and then the rest of this stamp is distinctive, so it gives this really fine detail, and that's the same for all 3. So we have this tree, and then we also have this foliage here. So this one I stamped in Petal Pink, this one in Highland Heather, and then this is the butterfly one that I've stamped twice, which then gave me an idea for a card, in Balmy Blue. Oh, sorry, that's a bit better, isn't it? Like so, and then that one. Very pretty, very, very delicate. I think this would make, as well as a nice birthday card, you could do it in darker colours for a man. It would also make, sadly, it would make a nice sympathy card, I think, because of its softness as well. So I'm going to match it with something from Sale-a-Bration this morning, and that is this set of papers called Simply Marbelous. The clue is in the slight pun on words. This, as you can see, is a 6x6 pack of paper, and it's got this light marbling on one side. So there's 6 different colours. So you've got like a petal pink come sort of Calypso. We've got Saffron, we've got Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape, sort of where the detail is, it goes darker. And then sort of just Jade. They've got this lovely grey marble, and then a blue, so sort of it's deeper than Balmy Blue. Actually, it gives me the colours on the back here. Let me have a look. So, oh, I was right. Balmy Blue, Basic Grey, Blushing Bride is the pink, Bumblebee, Coastal Cabana, and then Flirty Flamingo, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Misty Moonlight, Pool Party, Smoky Slate, and then that's the Saffron. So we've got this light marbling on one side, and you get 8 sheets of each, so 48 sheets in total of and then the 6 colours. But on the other side you've got this amazing marble effect. So we've got this with a mix of blues, so we've got Balmy Blue and Misty Moonlight in here. This one is the grey, so Smoky Slate into Basic Grey. This one here must be, yes, Coastal Cabana. So that one, and then we've got the Gorgeous Grape Highland Heather mix, and then Bumblebee and the Saffron on the back, and then Blushing Bride, Calypso, Flirty Flamingo is, sorry, not Calypso Coral, Flirty Flamingo. So they just sort of shout luxury, don't they, the marble. And you can get this set of papers for free between January, the 4th of January and the end of February, so 28th of February, when you spend £45 or more on anything in any of the catalogues. So the current catalogues, clearance items, absolutely anything yeah, you'll qualify for this. And this is typically a pack like this would be £10.75. So that's, you know, it's just really good value, and you're getting it for free. So I thought what I would do is stamp on one of these and use this as the background for this tree. I'm using the lighter sides. I think the bumblebee one would be nice as well. And you could select parts of this that would be, you know, most effective. So I'm going to use this one here. Jill likes the papers. She's got them and she loves them. I bet you haven't had a chance to craft yet though, Jill. Jill's in the middle of packing her house to move, bless her. So I don't suppose there's much crafting been going on. Okay, so what I think is I'm going to pop this onto a small piece of card to fit a standard note card and envelope. So I'm going to cut this piece down to be the right size. Hi Charlotte. Hi Tracy. Thanks for joining us, both of you. So I'm going to take this piece and cut this down, and I'm just going to use the lighter side to 3 inches by 4.5 inches, and I'm sorry if that is in inches, but it works perfectly for our note cards. If you want it in centimetres, it is approximately 7.7 by 11.4. And the good news is you can get 2 cards out of this one piece. Okay. Jill said no chance for her crafting. Bless her. Okay, so let's hop this stamp out. So I've already done the labels. I have started a few. I do, if I get a stamp out to use, I do try and put the labels on there and then, so that they're ready. And it just about fits on there, slightly over the edge, but it's just the edge of the stamp. I think the image will be absolutely fine, but we'll try it on here. And I'm going to use Calypso Coral. Could use Flirty Flamingo, but I've got the coral at the ready. So as I say, this one I stamped in Petal Pink. So it's a more, it's a completely different tone of pink to that one. Okay, so I'm going to ink up the stamp like so. Because it's a large stamp, I'm taking the ink to the stamp, and it is a distinctive stamp, so the outline detail is very fine. And I'm just going to stamp on the side here, because what I want to do is I want the bottom of the stalk to go off the bottom of the paper, so it's not sat in mid-air. There we go. Love that. Now this is on our grid paper, which is a quite a thin bit of paper, so it will look different when it's stamped on the card. Obviously those are different colours anyway, and also when it's stamped onto paper. So bear that in mind if you are practicing, and I do recommend, especially when you get a new stamp set, that you just practice some stamping, get it inked up. Hi Zana, how are you? Get it inked up and try it a few times before you try it on your best white paper, white card or designer paper. Okay, I'm just going to have a little bit of my coffee. I'm going to wipe that down and then I'm going to stamp it onto here. And I'm hoping, yeah, if I stamp that just off the bottom, then I know it will be, so if I stamp it like that, that will just fit hopefully in that little area for my note card. I think you could do a lot with this. You could obviously stamp multiple ones of these as well, create a little forest going on, but it works perfectly. And I think this would also look really nice heat embossed. Maybe in white on evening evergreen, or in white on Night of Navy, because this then would be white and this white area would be the colour of the background. So maybe I'll try that for our next live session. Excuse me. Right, just wipe that down. So it's using a clean chamois for that. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up again. So just light tapping. Obviously if your ink pad is well used, you can press a little bit harder. Hopefully I've got enough onto there. So what I'm going to do is, if I've got a long stamp, and you've watched me for a while, you'll know that I turn it this way round, not trying to do it like this, because that's very awkward to stamp. And I want to centralize it, and I want the bottom of the stalk to be off the bottom of my paper. Okay, now I have centralised it, but I could have put it to one side slightly. Right. Let's give it a go. There we are. There we go. So you've got that lovely marble effect in the background. So this isn't crystal white as it would be like here, but I do like the effect of the background. And then what I'm going to do is stamp that little hello onto there. So let's just wipe that off. And I've got hello here. And I want it to stand out, so I'm going to grab, of course, No Guesses, Early Espresso. And I did do a little bit of refilling, so I'm hoping I've picked up the one that's got a decent amount of ink on it. And I have I do have to order some more Early Espresso ink. My refill is nearly, well, it's just about out. That's perfect. So what I'm going to do is ink this up, and then just have this, I think, near the stalk, like so, like that. Okay. So this could be a tree, but I think it could also, you know, be smaller. You could treat it like buddleia or something like that as well if you wanted to. So what I've got is a piece of Calypso Coral that measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, and then I've got one of our note cards, and somewhere I've got an envelope. Here it is. So I'm actually going to stamp on the envelope, I think, and might just stamp a little bit on the edge of the inside as well. So let's put these two layers together to start with. So there's, let me lift that up so you can see it a bit better. Okay. So, ooh, very luxurious, isn't it? So just using my seal for that, just to add some adhesive to the reverse, which I've got on my thumb, sticking to everything. So just lining that up, and then this is going to go onto the front of our note card. So I think you could make this in one each of those colours, couldn't you, from the Sale-a-Bration pack. I think that would be really nice, and then you could put a different sentiment on each and then gift that as a set. So let's fold this in half, This is already scored for you. Just use the bone folder on both sides, so. And I think I'm going to, let's have a look and see. Yeah, just put that on the right hand edge. So I hope everybody who's joined us is well and that your families are well. And I do hope that you've managed to avoid the dreaded COVID over Christmas. Okay, I didn't need to ink all of it up, but my tendency is always to ink it all up, because you tend to think, oh, I'll put it on this side, and then you find it's on the wrong side. So for the sake of inking the whole thing, just make sure you've got some scratch paper underneath. And here comes Cassie. Hi Catherine, hi Nicole, hi Dee and Nikki. Thanks for joining us, everybody. So we're having a play with a new stamp set called Amazing Silhouettes. There we go. So that's on the inside of my card. And for those of you that have just joined, I've stamped this stamp onto some of the Sale-a-Bration marble paper on the lighter side of the two. So let's pop that onto the front. Oh good, I'm pleased about that, Jeanette. It's just so, you know, it's just ripping through everywhere at the minute, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just popping that on there, centralised, like that. So there's our card with that on the right hand side, and I'm going to pop that also on the envelope. Just going to turn that over in case there's any ink on there. There we go. I'm just going to put this on that bottom left hand side. Like that. So there's a little hint as to what's inside, and you could also do across the back as well if you wanted to, just with the tops like that. Would look pretty. Okay, let me wipe that down, and that's our first card completed. I wonder if it needs any bling. I'm not sure that it does. What do you think? I could add a few dots of bling, but I don't think it's missing it. Okay, let's pop that one away, and then I'm going to use the butterfly for our second card. Thank you, Tracy. Voila. Okay, so that's card number 1. Just tuck that there. This is the stamp set for anybody who's joined us who wasn't here at the start. So we've got 3 images. We've got the tree, we've got the foliage, and then this lovely butterfly. Let me, really want a smaller block than that, but bigger than that. You'll be pleased to hear that my craft room is reasonably tidy, so that I can actually find things. So this is the butterfly image, and I'd stamped 2, and that gave me an idea for making a card with 3 butterflies going down it. So I have got a piece of basic white thin card for stamping on, And I'm going to be using this Balmy Blue, and so what I have got is a layer of Balmy Blue that I'm going to put behind this, and then a white card that will go underneath. And if I like it, I might also do a yellow one. We'll see. So this is Balmy Blue, and I'm thinking sort of just to have the 1, 2, 3 like that, and just slightly connected. So this is a smaller stamp, so I can use it straight onto my ink pad. Okay, and it is a distinctive stamp, so it does take a lot of the ink and put it in detail, so that when it stamps it looks like it's got different amounts of ink on it. It's very, very clever. So let's start here. Oh, bless you, Jill. So Jill's daughter Kelly and sister-in-law John have COVID at different times. Oh, just not fair, is it? Not when you want to be together for Christmas. But on the other hand, better to be safe, isn't it? Okay, so there's one. And you could do this actually with 3 different colours as well. And then what I'm going to do is just roughly line these together. I don't mind if they're separated or just slightly overlapping like that. And then because it's got this little sort of notch in here, put another one in there like that. There we go. Oh, bless you, Catherine. So Catherine tested positive, but it was clear before Christmas. Thank goodness for that. But I wonder if the rest of the family got it, Catherine. Okay. I like that. So I think what I'm going to do is bring in a blending brush and just blend a little bit around the outside so that these stand out a little bit more. Now I could stamp this in a darker ink, that would make that really more obvious, but let's just try with excuse me, a blending brush. So just loading up a little bit of ink on here. Sorry about Cassie. Oi. It's enough. Oh, they were fine. Oh, thank goodness for that. Gosh. Okay. She's back again. Okay. So I'm just bringing this net now. If I'd stamped on Balmy Blue card, the butterflies would be blue, and I want the butterflies to be white and in silhouette. So it's given me a couple of ideas for something else to do on our next live with these, and that is put your finger on the ink and cover it. Look. And that is some heat embossing, and also using different colours behind that longer panel. So a few more ideas. So this stamp set, for anybody who wasn't here at the start, is in the new January to June mini catalogue. Starts on the 4th of January. Oh. So, covering everything in ink here. I must have put my finger in something. So when it was this one here, I was just going to trim that off, but now I've got this one here, but I might be able to cover it up with some gems. We'll see, and if not, I'll restamp it. It's not the end of the world. So it just goes to show that I can get ink everywhere too. Okay. I'm looking for something to wipe my hands a bit, excuse me. Just grab that. Avoid any more ink transference. Dear, dear. Okay. Yeah, definitely cover with bling. Right, that's better. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is trim the very edge of this off to get rid of those two, and then just to use a bit of bling to cover up that one. I keep thinking it's Friday today. It's only Thursday, isn't it? Okay. Go. And I'm going to take a little bit off the top so that it's a little bit more balanced from where I've taken it. Like so. There we are. Right. Trying to see where that bit of ink came from, but I don't know. Okay, so just using that over those edges as I've cut a little bit of that away. There we go. Okay, so I've got a balmy blue background like so, and this is going to go onto my white card. So I could put from that set, I've got a Birthday Wishes stamp, so I might use that one either in there like so. Could go any of those really, couldn't it? Hello Jane, hope you're well. Okay, so am I going to use espresso on that? I think I am, either that or grey. So let's see, my gut feel is to put it here just to balance that out. So this is from Garden Birdhouses. I like the font of these, and we've got some new sentiment sets coming out as well. So let's pop this in here. Birthday Wishes. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to pop that onto our piece here, and use whatever adhesive you want. I'm using the seal for this. So, and then just hovering over to centralize that. so. Okay, and then that's going to go onto a white card. Here's my white card. So this is basic white, thick. You want a nice sturdy card base, you don't want it falling over. And I think I'm going to pop butterfly in the corner, and I'm also going to pop it on my envelope. Let me grab an envelope at the same time. So I think you could make that for a easily make that for a mail card. Okay, so let's pop this in the corner like so. So this is just stamping with Balmy Blue ink colour. So that's the inside, and then put one on this edge like so, and I think this one is going to get the treatment on the back as well. Why not? Just going to overlap those very slightly. There we go. How pretty is that? So that's the back of my envelope. There is the front. That's the inside of my card. Let's move that out of the way and layer this up together, and then add my bling to cover up my little extra bits of ink. Three. Go. They do make the butterflies pop, don't they? Okay, make sure I've got that the right way round. And then just keeping that off the top of the card just while I centralise it. There we go. And then let's pop some bling. So there's our plain, but in this pack of holiday rhinestones we've got this blue in here, so I want to see. And I've also got a bit of a mess, you could say. These blue ones here, I think they're the wrong blue though. So what do we think? I've got just plain rhinestones, and I've also got these sort of light blue ones. I think the dark one's a bit too dark, but I think the light ones would work. Let's go for that. Not sure I can see my pokey tool, so I'm going to put a larger one. So these are all self-adhesive. And I can't pick it up. So one there to cover that. Come on. One in here. And then one down here at the bottom, in there, I think. Like that. go, and takes your eyes away from the other little ink blemishes. There we go. So I've got birthday wishes. It looks much paler to you than it is to me, but obviously that's coming through the camera and also onto my screen, which is slightly different, isn't it? I quite like to just see what that looks like in yellow. So there's that one and that one that we've created so far. Hello, Brenda. So let us, I've got So Saffron there. Let me clean off my butterfly and just see. And I wonder if it would work this way in landscape. So let's give that a go. Let's bring in my grid paper here. Go. So, okay. So I'm actually going to put one slightly high of the centre and then the others around it, so I don't run out of space for the middle one, like so. Two, and I want to angle it slightly like that. There we go. So yeah, so that works. Going across ways. Oh, bless you, Brenda. Thank you. And what I might try and do is use the edge here to go around the edges to create this border. Now this may or may not work, but let's give it a go. So I'm using that larger edge and I'm just going to do this. It's a bit like the Artistic Impressions. Let me move this up a bit. Like that. Maybe I could have done that in a different colour, possibly, but just goes to show you can use that for the edging. That's what I've done there. Let's do the same on the top, and then I'm going to put a sentiment through the middle there, and I want a nice long thin sentiment. If anybody can think of one that comes to mind. So I think I'm going to use this for our coffee and card. Hopefully we'll have one tomorrow. I'm just sorting out a location for it. And we are at Coffee and Card in Toaster on Monday. So I know it's bank holiday, but that's our intention. Yeah, that's worked okay, hasn't it? Now I could have done that round the edge of here to cover up my little ink stain. Good night. Now the question is, do I do that all the way around? Well, I'm thinking about one. I'm finding a sentiment to put across there. Let me know if you think I should put that all the way around. I want, I know what would look nice in there. Let's grab it. And that is a retiring stamp set, Heartfelt Wishes, Sending Love across there. This is on sale at the moment. Oh, much gratitude. Sending love, that's what I wanted. In there. So let me know if you think I should put that around the edge. I'm going to stamp this in Early Espresso. And then we're done. Hopefully that will fit on there. Yep. I'm going to put it in the centre. There we go. Okay, so that was my trial and error one. I like it as it is. Okay, good stuff. Yes, maybe I'll get a little bit too busy with the edges on either side. So let me find a piece of so saffron, or I might take it slightly darker. Let's have a look and see. That's crushed curry. That's daffodil. Oh. And that's so saffron. You can see the difference in tones. Look at that. So that is. I wonder if I need to put espresso behind it. Haven't done that for a while, have I? Let's see. Like that. Yes, that just makes it pop, doesn't it? Because I think it's too close. Brenda likes crushed curry. Okay, let's try this combination then. So there's one, like so. And then this is crushed curry. What do you reckon? I'll take a popular vote on this one. Kerry likes the yellow as well. Okay. crushed curry it is, folks. Just chop this one down and then add a bit of bling and we're done. So a bonus card. So I'm going to cut this 10, so half a centimetre smaller than the card, 14.35. There we go. There we are. Okay. Clear this out of the way, layer this up and add a little bit of bling. Do you think I should add any ink, blended ink like I've done on this one? No, I'm going to leave it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hi Maretta. Hi Louise. Nice to see everybody. So this is what we've been creating today. This is from the new catalogue. Sorry Maretta, but the butterflies are slightly, you know, in silhouette. They're not in detail. I have to say that this would look really nice with the butterfly dies, wouldn't it? The detailed ones. Okay, so just going to layer this onto a white base card. So let's fold that over. Scott. 1 and 2, like that, and let's see what bling we have that would go with that. I've got some of these orangey ones here from that holiday set. Let's use some scissors, I think. I tidied everything away, including my little scissors. There we go. Take your big tool. So I'm just going to use these little ones here. 1, 2, and 3. You could in fact put tiny little ones on the antenna if you wanted to. So there we are, 3 cards. Let's move this out of the way. So this was the first one we did, and I actually used the new marble papers. If anybody wants to see those who joined in afterwards, I'll show you those in a second. So stamping that in Calypso Coral and layering it up, and then I pop that on the inside. And then this one I stamped 3 lots of that butterfly, just very slightly overlapping. Added the birthday wishes and then a little bit of bling. And then similar to that, I've got the 3 butterflies going across horizontally, sending love from the retiring stamp set. And don't forget, the last chance list and everything is available between now and the 3rd of January. This stamp set, Heartfelt Wishes, I believe is half price at £10. That's the one with these lovely messages. So do check those out and have a look. Don't miss out on some great bargains. So this one I stamped in So Saffron, and it's layered onto crushed curry, and the sentiment in all cases was Early Espresso. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed those. So I will post coffee and card details for tomorrow in Brackley. I just need to check with the venue this morning, or actually conveniently at lunchtime, and if that is the case, I will post where we're meeting. The idea is that we meet our normal time of 3 till 4. So I hope you like what I've made with those cards. Does anybody want to see the free celebration papers that I've used? If you do, hang on in and I will show them to you. Oh, Brenda would like to. And if you've seen these already, then that's absolutely fine. You're free to go. I wish everybody a happy new year if I don't catch you before Saturday. And I'll be able to say I'll see you next year. It's coming up to those, isn't it? So this is a set of celebration papers. It's 48 sheets, and there's 6 colours, 8 sheets of each, and you've got this soft marble on one side, as you can see here, and we've got blue, lovely grey. That would be stunning for a man's card, but also for skies and things like that. This would be good for skies as well. And then we've got Coastal Cabana and Highland Heather, bit of gorgeous grape, So Saffron, and then Blushing Bride. And then on the reverse of those, you've got these stunning, it's almost like silk, almost looks like silk. But a much bolder, bigger pattern. So in the same colours, the gorgeous grape, Coastal Cabana. This is the grey, so smoky slate through to basic grey. Look at that one. That's fabulous, isn't it? In the blues. I've seen some lovely designs with these papers. So you can get these papers for free when you spend £45 or more in one transaction, from the 4th of January through to the end of February. So it's our standard celebration offering. And as I say, I have got catalogues and celebration brochures which are being sent out. If you had my class in a box for December and you're a customer, you should have received one. And if you're local and attending a class or coffee and card, you will receive your copy in person. To ensure that you're not missed off, do pop a comment in to say if you would like a catalogue. Obviously, if you shop with another demonstrator in the UK, please support them. But if you don't have a demonstrator or you need some assistance from me, then don't hesitate to ask me, and I'm more than happy to send you a catalogue and assist you with anything you may need. So that's it. It's definitely time for my coffee. Hi Scott, and bye Scott. So we'll be making these cards at Coffee and Card on, well, not these cards necessarily, whatever you want to do, at Coffee and Card on Monday in Toaster. And this is the stamp set, so there's 3 different images, and there's lots of things that we can do with them. We'll be doing them on note cards and envelopes probably, but there'll be a lot of different things that we can do. So that's in Toaster on Monday and in Brackley tomorrow afternoon. Oh, bless you, Brenda. Okay, I'll leave you a catalogue and a celebration brochure in my porch. I'll do that straight after today. It's got details of my paper share in there as well, and obviously hints and tips as to what to look out for. I'll do that straight away whilst my kettle is boiling and my milk is warming. So thank you so much everyone. If you do need a catalogue, don't hesitate to leave a comment. If you've shopped with me, then you should get a catalogue anyway. If you've moved house or anything else like that, do let me know. Otherwise it will go to the last address I had for you. Okay, thank you everybody for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy New Year to you. I will be back on Monday with a live in the morning. I know it's bank holiday, sort of postponed, but we're back to a level of normality as from Monday. So you can catch me live here on Mondays and Wednesdays, normally at 10 o'clock, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, normally at 7 o'clock. So thank you very much for joining me. Do take care. Have a great weekend. I wish you all health and happiness for the new year, and I just hope it's a good one for everybody, and that we kick this COVID out of our lives for the moment. Thank you, everybody. Do take care. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. Thanks for joining me today. Catch up with you soon. Do keep crafting. Thanks for watching.